What up, YouTube? Coming at y'all with another bike video. Just wanted to give y'all a little update on the Lowrider bike build. This is one of my personal builds. Don't really plan on selling this one unless, I get an offer I can't refuse, like, kind of a ridiculous offer or something like that. Been wanting to build a Lowrider bike for a while. This is like my first actual Swin build Lowrider bike. I usually use like, the cheaper China frames, like everybody use the common frames, but I decided to just do a Swin frame. I'm actually thinking about doing a frame swap on this one. I do have another frame. This is a coaster brake frame, and now I got a 3-speed back wheel, and that's technically like a free wheel. So I'm still trying to figure out the brake. I know they do have adapters and stuff for coaster brake frames, but if I can't figure it out, I do have a frame just like it, but it has the brake tab on it. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, man, nothing too crazy. Me being in the BMX, that's the good thing about being well-rounded when it comes to bikes, because you can, cross over with both bikes. Like for example, check these out. Not sure if y'all can see them. Might have to get a little closer. Check out them knockoffs. Believe it or not, those are for BMX, for a vintage BMX. They actually came on like road bikes, but those in particular was made for BMX. But they look right at home on a lowrider bike because, if you think about the lowrider cars, these bikes was basically built off the cars. The cars had knockoffs, on them, like wire wheels and things like that. So that's why like a lot of the similarities, kind of go down to the bikes. You know what I mean? So I thought that was real different. I actually paid a pretty penny for those. They super hard to find. You'd be hard pressed to find them. They are out there, but they hard to find. And when you do find them, they cost, man. But let y'all get a little closer look at those, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, also another super hard to find item. Although this is an aftermarket fork, check out that steering tube. That's the original Swin steering tube, and those things are super hard to find. Try to find one of them, and when you do, they cost an arm and a leg. Also added the S bolts. I think they upside down, but I'm actually gonna take this fork back apart anyway. But yeah, man, it's been kind of, when I build stuff, I kind of just like to park it and kind of look at it and get an idea of things I want to do. It's kind of like a freestyle type of build. I don't really have an exact plan. I put parts on, take them off. One of the major things I want to do to it now, which is obvious, is I'm gonna put white walls on it. I only got these tires on there for now, just because these are tires that came with these wheels. And it's, this kind of a slow build. Like I said, it's a personal build, so I'm not really in a rush. It is kind of exciting getting parts and things like that. So I do try to be on it, so I just won't be in the back of the garage collecting dust, waiting to get more parts. I kind of been consistent with it. But yeah, man, it's coming along. Some of the parts that I still got to get. I'm going to get an OG Swin Stingray seat. That's just an aftermarket banana seat that I wrapped. I'm gonna get some higher quality fenders. These cheap fenders nowadays, they super thin, and the chrome is super thin. You could down there scratch them with your fingernails. What else I need to do? I am thinking about changing the front fork. I originally wanted to throw a OG Swin fork on it, and so give me a second, car passing by. Don't mind the music, but a motorcycle passing by or whatever. But anyway, try to speak over that. So most of these OG lowrider bike builds, man, they put like crate forks off a Swin crate. They came with 24-inch forks. That's the bikes with the 16-inch wheel in the front and a 20-inch in the back. So what they would do is put a 20-inch wheel on the front and bend the fork where it rakes out like this one. This is actually a bent fork too. That's why it stretches out the bike. If you notice, the wheel set further forward. But this is the aftermarket one. So I did want to get an OG one. And I do got an OG one. Matter of fact, I won't say I did because I do have an OG fork, but it's too nice to bend. Previous owner, the one that I have, they had it re-chromed and stuff. So I'm like, man, I can't bend it for one of these bikes. And those forks are getting harder and harder to find. So I don't want to bend it. If I find some legs off a real one, I might grab them if they in rough shape and I'll bend those. But other than that, the one I have is too nice. So what I was thinking about doing, they start making like a aftermarket version of like a 70s, 80s style lowrider bike bent fork, how they used to bend the OG forks back in the day. It looks similar. Obviously, you can tell if you look at it that it's not OG, like, to somebody that actually knows or whatever. But give me a second, y'all. Yeah, but like I was saying, obviously, if somebody look at it that just knows the forks, you will know. But it's close enough for me, and I'm gonna actually build it with some real swing parts. So it's gonna look the part, and it's gonna actually have some swing parts on the fork if I do get that fork. But yeah, man. Let's see what else. I still got to get all the 3-speed stuff for it. The little wheel and the cable that goes from the shifter. Got to get that, and the speedometer. See this speedometer right here. Give me a second. If y'all don't know, I stay by a busy street, so it's a lot of loud cars gonna pass by. So excuse the noise, but yeah. So I have a speedometer on here, swing speedometer. If you guys don't know, they do come off exercise bikes too. But the difference is between an exercise bike one and this one is you notice on this one only the bezel is chrome. On the ones that actually come on the bike, the whole thing is chrome. So I'm gonna try to find a fully chrome one. If not, I mean, I know I can find one. They're not hard to find, but if I don't get a fully chrome one, I'm just gonna paint it. I'm gonna actually paint the bottom probably whatever color I decide to do the bike, and just leave the top chrome just for like kind of a custom look. But yeah, what else? Get a new chain, even though a lot of people be sweating keeping a new chain, but nah, I mean, it's already a custom bike, so it ain't gotta be that original. And I wanna find the same sprocket, just a nicer one. I'm gonna look on eBay and see if I can find one chromed out. But yeah, man. Also, something else I'm gonna do to it. As you can see, I put the crate style shocks on the back. Those springs is weak. They super weak. They was made for a 50, 60-pound kid. So they do have upgrade kits where the springs are stiffer. So I'm gonna do like a stiff spring in there, like a stiffer spring. I don't really care if it even bounces. If I had to, I would just make it solid. My thing is just the look. I just honestly just like the look. But I do want to make this bike rideable. It is rideable right now, and that's where I plan on leaving it rideable. Unlike a lot of people who built these bikes, um, a lot of people take the springs off, things like that, where the pedals drag. Now I want this bike to actually be rideable. Like whenever I do want to ride it, even if it's not the most comfortable, I don't want it to be on the ground where you can't even lean while you're riding it and the pedals drag. I don't want none of that. I want it to be, a pretty, fairly comfortable rider. But yeah, just wanted to give y'all a little update on the bike. Also, I put a chrome seat post on it. As you can see, it had the regular polished, well, not polished, like the silverish grayish seat post on it at first. But yeah, I threw the chrome on there. There's a few more things I want to do. I'm still deciding on the color. I'm not sure on the color I want to paint it yet. I've been thinking about going brown, like a nice brown color. Like maybe put a pearl in it, like a root beer brown. But I'm not sure. I kind of want it, I want it to look vintage. I don't want it to look like a modern, typical swap meet type of bike. I wanted to look like, that's why I threw like the 3-speed and the the OG wheels and the speedometer, things like that. The OG stamped handlebars, and just trying to, throw a lot of OG swing stuff on there, especially that steering tube. Just to keep it with the vintage look. But yeah, man, just wanted to give y'all a little update on that. All right, y'all.